Right, Janet, and of course it goes farther than that to the intolerance that we are currently witnessing in the country politically. And just before we go back to the news, a brief question to our guests again. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Mheshimiwa Governor, why would you say, or what do you think was the problem today? What happened? Very briefly.
I was going to a meeting which was advertised in the papers, which said that Makueni County Leaders Forum. And because they had gone to Mombasa and discussed certain things, the MPs, the MCAs, I thought that it would be important to go to that meeting. And in actual fact told them that I would, want to go to that meeting so that if there are things that have to be asked, then I can be asked and we can discuss them. So when we reached there, and actually, of course, there were some people, around, and I went to the gate, and actually the Sergeant-at-Arms was opening the gate for me. That is when now, the shooting started, and he was the first one to be shot.
Who was shooting?
The person who was shooting, people we know, the bodyguard of the speaker, the bodyguard of the majority leader, Mr. Musso. They even claimed Junior, the senator, claimed that my security people shot, which they didn't, because one of them was even down. So even an administration police of the national government was also shot, because those who are there actually keeping the the crowd at bay. So the intention was really to kill me, and I'm very lucky, because all the people who are shot at were around me.
To kill you, you say?
To kill me, yes.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a short while. On my right, of course, is Mboni MP Kisoi Munyao, who was in that meeting, I believe. Do you agree with what he was saying?
I was there.
There was a plan to kill him?
I think it's quite regrettable when I hear my very governor, whom I have a lot of respect, saying that there was any intentions to kill him. I think nothing is far from the truth, because we have the CCTV cameras. This was a meeting that was already put in the print media, and we said all elected leaders are invited. We went there in the county assembly in a very peaceful manner, and we got inside. All of a sudden, we went and said the governor's chair, if he comes this way, is going to sit. And all of a sudden, we hear now, we look at the CCTV cameras, the governor is there in the front line with hooligans who had been ferried the previous night. And the security apparatus are completely aware of that, because they kept communicating to us, warning us.
You are accusing him of coming with hooligans?
Yes, absolutely. Kenya should know the truth, that there were people who were ferried from outside
those were people of that town.
Right. We cannot keep hiding.
I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this in a short while. We just wanted to know what's going on in Makueni. A lot more, of course, and we are asking tonight, what exactly is ailing Makueni County? Send us your comments on 22422 on Twitter using the hashtag. The big question, of course, we have Governor Kivutha Kibwana and Mboni MP Kisoi Munyao. Will come back to this discussion in a short while. Let's go back to the news again with Janet.
Very heated discussion there. We'll come back to you in just a few moments.
Welcome back to the big question. Tonight we are asking what exactly is ailing Makueni County. Our guests tonight include the Governor, Honorable Professor Kivutha Kibwana, and Mboni MP, an MP in the county, of course, the constituency in Makueni County. Kisoi Munyao is the Mboni MP. Thank you so much for making time for us, both of you. I'm going to look at your feedback for starters, and we're going to start with Twitter. Right, okay. Then we'll look at 2242 before we go to Twitter. Some feedback on the SMSs. Somebody here says, not only should the governor resign, but even the rest of the group should as well resign. It's shameful to have such leaders in Kenya today. They have done nothing tangible for the people of Makueni. Moses says, I'm utterly shocked, dismayed, and ashamed by my county, Makueni. That such an ugly sin can happen in the full glare of the governor is so unfortunate. Sorry to the people caught up in the confrontation while our leaders appear all over the media blaming each other. Mwange Matiliku, voter from Makueni, says, gluttonous MCAs, county budgets cannot go to salaries, car loans, and mortgages. Where is the money for water, roads, and economic stimulus? Do you know the governor drinks water fetched by donkeys from a stream? And somebody says, when in Nairobi, Hussein, please read this. Makueni County is becoming a nightmare in handling everything. Please ask the governor who gets the county jobs, and why don't they communicate to those who qualify, apply, go for interviews, and wait for eternity for any communication? We'll try and ask all of those. Let's look at some feedback on Twitter. We have at Chil2 saying we need to change political behavior in this country. It seems most leaders are drunk with power. At Mark Dacascos, Let our leaders respect each other, maintain peace, love, and unity. They are the ones who should show us the way. And F. Mayodi, you two in studio should reconcile fast. Right, I'll make sure that happens in the end. But continuing from where we left off, he discredited your account of what happened today, when you said you were almost killed, or it was like there was a plan to kill you, saying you actually had hooligans to go into this meeting. Were you invited for this meeting, first of all?
This is a meeting which was in the public media of the leadership of Makueni. Therefore, it meant that they did not say that it is this category of leaders. And in actual fact, Kisoi says that there was a chair ready for me. Yeah. If a chair is ready for you, where would the gate be locked? Where would you be shot at when you are trying to access a meeting? And under normal circumstances, actually, the speaker or whoever would come and then say, you know, come to the meeting. But there was no intention for them to actually have me in the meeting, because after they talked in Mombasa, after they said that the governor has done and the executive, they have done wrong things, the right thing for them to do, if as MPs, they were mediators. For our viewers, sorry, in Mombasa, this was over the weekend. Over the weekend.
These are the MPs and senators and
MCAs and senators.
MCAs. Okay.
If they had gotten a piece of things that the governor is doing which are not right from the MCAs, they, as honest brokers, would have asked the governor, we want to speak to you too, we have been told the following. But the intention of the Makueni meeting now was to come because they're also MCAs who are from my party. The intention was now to come and start the process of impeaching the governor. As simple as that.
Is that true?
I think it's quite shameful when I hear my governor speak that, because the members of the county assembly sought audience through their speaker to meet the members of the National Assembly for a retreat, so that they can be able to tell us what has always been the problem with the governor at the county level. And so to speak, they managed to table all issues, and one of the clear issues was about corruption and wastage of public resources. And immediately we said we cannot condone corruption. You've had people talk of water and donga is here. And we decided that we are going to have a meeting at the county assembly. We did it on the print media, yes, today. That is today.
After the meeting, after the meeting in Mombasa.
After the Mombasa meeting, we said we are going to meet at the county assembly, where we are going now to meet all leaders. And we did not even say that the governor is excluded. And if you have a photocopy of the paper and Kenyans are listening, let them peruse through the newspaper today. It was elected leaders are all invited. That means the governor, being the head, was invited automatically. So for him to allege that there was a kind of an isolation is a big lie in a national radio, TV. Then let me tell you, then when we went to the county assembly in a very peaceful manner, I think these MCAs have all rights to seek audience with the members permanently, because we work together in the same constituencies. And they were able to table all the issues that we said. And let me tell you, under the new constitution, accountability is not an option.
Okay. My question was,
yes,
you met as elected leaders in Mombasa?
In Mombasa.
Except the governor?
Except the governor. Because
all the other elected leaders met in Mombasa?
Of course, yes.
But then you are also meeting today again with the elected leaders?
Again with the elected leaders.
Why?
We have also previously held meeting with the governor without the MCAs. MCAs are also elected leaders. We have met severally at Intercontinental Hotel and severally at Pan-Africa Hotel without the MCAs.
So today
so there's nothing wrong with meeting. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying today's was a follow-up.
It was a follow-up, yes, what happened in Mombasa.
So why was the governor excluded from the one in Mombasa? If it was...
It was not an exclusion. We have always had meetings with the governor in various places, even without the members of the county assembly. He has managed to air his issues. So when we went to Mombasa, they wanted to tell us the truth about what has been happening.
Without the governor's
and this
presence.
was now without the governor's presence. And this was now a follow-up. And you can even read our press statement, that our aim, even our last point, was to reconcile the members of the county assembly and the governor. That is why, for today.
And
we invited.
He says there was a plan to go and impeach the governor.
I can tell you absolutely that was not subject to discussion in Mombasa. That is the truth of the matter. Even today, that was not subject of any discussion. Absolutely at all. And immediately after we said, it did not finish. In fact, 10 minutes after we said, we entered into the county assembly. We were very peaceful. The speaker welcomed us. And we sat down. And now, as we are seated there, now the governor comes with leading a team of hooligans he hired yesterday and ferried them from Makindu to Makueni, and I want the National Intelligence Service to confirm in the security team of Makueni whether they never knew there are people who are being ferried all the way from Makindo at night to come to disrupt a peaceful county meeting of elected leaders.
Let me get his response on that.
Yes.
If you hire goons and you are calling your constituents goons, the governor has people who support the governor, and the governor doesn't hire goons, period. You don't know what happened after you left. After you left, the MCS sat down and they did exactly what you told them, because they began the process of impeaching 4 of my executive members. The finance, the agriculture, yeah, it's a constitutional right for them to tell, for you to tell them to impeach, you know, my staff.
Yes.
So they started the process of impeaching the finance guy. What did the finance guy do? The finance guy told them that they have a ceiling. According to the new law now, their ceiling is 356 million shillings. And they are asking for a budget line of 913 million. So that they didn't tell you. That they didn't tell you.
No, let me tell you.
That they didn't tell you. No. Let me finish as you talked. They didn't tell you that he asked them to account, because as head of the treasury, the county treasury, they have to account to him. And they told him that they're independent, they are not going to do that. That, I think, they didn't tell you. So now, when I came, of course, and there was that fracas and so on, and we were being shot at, and even the national police were shot at, and one of them is at water, if you also don't know. So they tried to, they started the process of impeaching those 4: agriculture, lands, finance, and water. And they are saying that they are going to impeach them, and when they bring the names to me and I refuse, that is now the reason for, you know, impeachment. You prepared these papers at Parliament last night, and then you brought them to Makueni. Now, and it is the paper you're holding which you want to read. It has no signature. Because if there are things that the governor is doing which are wrong, I don't mind even going to jail for them, or anybody else. I have fired people who, you know, did wrong things in Makueni County. Even the court, you know, said that they can be fired. You know.
What are you accusing of?
What I want to say.
Please read the list.
What I want to say is this: we have a governor who don't want to account for the resources of the county. He himself. This is one of the letters dated 8 September 2014. To the Speaker of the Makueni County Assembly. Allow me to read one paragraph.
Please do so.
There has also been a genuine concern that some of the queries raised by the Assembly amount to an attempt to micromanage the executive's work in the name of oversight. Some of this micromanagement is in breach of the principle of separation of powers, and hence is in contradiction with the Constitution. The Assembly should let the executive perform its duties and exercise its powers as provided by the law, and only seek to conduct oversight on audited reports, finished projects, and exceptionally serious issues. The assumed duty by the Assembly to monitor the executive in all its work and summon them to explain in each and every their decision is ultra-vires. Article 195 of the Constitution mandates the County Assembly to oversight, and they have the powers to summon any officer.
Okay.
Now we have a governor who does not want to account. What Makueni people are saying is this: there is wanton wastage of public resources. We have evidence. We are not talking without evidence.
You have evidence?
We have the evidence.
But before the evidence, let me react to that letter.
Let me tell you one thing. Because let me take you time to speak. Now, under the new constitution, accountability is not an option. And what people of Makueni and the County Assembly are saying is this: let the governor account for the resources he received in 2013, 2014.
As he
if he can't account, then what is the other option?
As he responds.
Yes.
You have evidence, or you have been told by MCS the governor has done
We have not been told. Areas where there are evidences, we have them.
So you that yourself as MPs as well know
Of course, yes, we know that, and the evidence is there.
Okay. I would love to see that evidence, because if it is me, you know, I can be taken to court. If it is anybody else, they can be taken to court. So that is perfect, you know. When you read that letter says that accountability is necessary. But that letter said, you as a member of parliament, you cannot go to a project and say that when the thing is ongoing, say that hii simiti na ingine imechanganywa vibaya. You know, you cannot say that kind of thing. You don't actually go and say, do work this way. You know, I'm the MC, I'm in charge of here. And even some of them actually asking for bribes from those contractors. So I am saying that oversight does not mean that you will go there and you will tell people do this and do that and do that and do that. That is not that. That is not oversight. And in actual fact, you need to read the paragraph after that, which even you in Parliament, you have made further guidelines about how oversight is done, so that it is not micromanagement of the ministers. It is not, you know, for example, in Makueni, they go and call junior officers. You are not supposed to call junior officers and ask them something that they don't know, because you ask the person who is in charge.
Governor, there was a time you actually threatened to resign, if I'm not wrong. That was sometime last year.
Yes.
There have always been problems in Makueni County. You with the rest of the leadership of Makueni County. What do you think is the problem? And two, why you only? Why you on one side and everybody else ganging up against you?
You see, it is not me on one side and everybody else on the other side, because if one listens to Makueni, the majority of that populace is saying that they actually want their money to be protected. And I will be happy for this evidence that he's talking about. So I have been very, very hard on anti-corruption. And we have said that the MCAs are not going to have, you know, money for all these trips and money for things. And this situation, we have said that you cannot have money beyond the ceilings which have been set by them. And because of saying that, of course, you know, they tell, you know, they say that the Minister of Finance should be sacked. We have said that every project we do must be approved by the project management committee of that community.
Okay.
And that community must approve that.
Yeah.
We are doing civic education so that many of the things about these governments are known. And I get problems from members of parliament who want contracts. I get problems from MCAs who want...
What do you do about it?
I tell them that it's not for me to give, you know, contracts. There are procedures. There is, you know, a way of pre-qualification.
Let me say something.
I'll give you that time to say that.
Yes.
As you say that, wouldn't the best route or the course of action to report them?
Not to report them, because you say that there are procedures. There is a pre-qualification procedure. There is a...
So if they are demanding bribes from you,
not bribes, jobs,
contractors and jobs for their own contractors,
jobs, precisely. And in actual fact, like the majority leader,
so
and I can say it here,
have you reported
he used
them?
Proxies. He got jobs, and then he was threatening people of my staff that they must pay him.
Have you reported them to any authority?
To
so
any...
that this can be investigated?
No, this is something that we have just known here, and part of this, what is happening, is precisely because that is what happened this week.
Okay. See, let me say something in 1 minute.
Right.
We have now a governor whom we respect so much as a professor. But you can't be a crybaby all the time. He has always been on the public media trying to demonize all the members of county assembly as greedy people when they seek to oversight some of his corrupt officers.
Okay.
And the question we're only asking is very simple. If he's not a beneficiary of the corrupt deals, why doesn't he take action? Some of these things do not require action or do not require any investigation at our level. He has already the information and we can point out.
Right. And
why we are talking of the 80 million tree seedlings. We cannot even show even 500 seedlings out of the 80 million that was spent.
We'll go
you have that information. What have you done?
Okay, can I ask
if he's protecting them, then we have a problem with him.
He'll respond to that. He'll respond to that in a short while. As I asked him this question as well. What have you also done about it? If you have evidence, like you say, the governor is corrupt.
Right.
Why haven't we seen the governor being investigated by any authorities or action taken against the governor if indeed he is corrupt?
Personally, it's on record. I wrote a letter to him when the Auditor General published the 2013 January to June report. I had serious issues with him. The public can confirm all this. Until he apologized publicly and confirmed that I'm sorry, the issues that you are raising, whatever. What we are only asking are part of these deals, and we have personally been able to sit down with him. But now, look at now the issue like today. I think the professor should even be charged in a court of law for those people who were
almost being killed.
For coming with hooligans.
For almost being killed.
Hooligans to come and disrupt a peaceful meeting.
Okay.
Because ask yourself, why do we have 47 members of county assembly, all 6 members of parliament, a senator, and a women representative, all against one individual? Unless there's something wrong with an individual. That is what you're saying.
Well, it's up to you to decide, you know how many people are against me and all that kind of stuff. But it is not true, I apologize to you about anything. So please, that for the record.
Is it true I wrote to you a letter asking you about issues of
when you wrote,
did you answer them?
Yes, he's responding.
It is my right.
He is responding to that.
I'm responding if you can only listen. When we came into position, the first audit report was of the period up to June. And many of the things that were raised were done previously by the local authority. We had not done them, and when the TA started. So when all those matters were even discussed in the assembly, we responded to them. First of all, when for example, this booklet or this paper that you put, and you say that I returned 1.3 billion to the treasury, and that is not correct, because as a member of parliament, you know that county money is never returned to the treasury. So that is a fact. When you say that there's 30 million stolen and the money has been taken to an account by somebody called Kilindi, it's very easy. You just go, say this is the account, this is the money, you know, and of course the police.
Okay.
You know, if you say, let me just say this, let me just, because they have said
very
many
briefly,
things.
very briefly. Time, yeah.
You have said that we have not, there's a fruit factory in Kalamba allocated 70 million and not done at Kalamba. You should go there and see that it has started. When you say that border money has not been given, youth money, business loans, disabled persons, bursaries, you must know that there is a law to release this money, and that law is before the county assembly. They have not passed it. When you say that works for renovation finally of offices, finally, offices given to Kibwana's wife for 55 million. I am ready for my wife to go to prison if she has stolen any money, if she did any work at all.
You know, the governor, for you to purport there's someone who did this for the National Assembly.
Please, it is not, it was done there because I was told by one of your members of parliament.
By one of members of parliament. Can you mention him on live on TV here and tell us this is a member of parliament?
I will tell you after this,
and I can tell Kenyans, not me. Tell Kenyans who said it.
Is it signed?
Let me tell you.
Is it signed?
I want to tell you the one thing. One settlement.
All right,
1 minute.
I'll give you a time. I will give you your time.
Yes.
There's a point that is very important here to make for the people of Makueni and for even Kenyans watching this.
Yes.
There are accusations coming from your side in terms of corruption.
Yes.
There are accusations saying MCAs and some MPs are demanding crazy things from you.
Yes.
The only thing we haven't been able to get from any one of you is that nobody has reported them to the authorities. So sadly, it's very hard for anyone to determine whether whatever you're saying is
what you're saying is this. And give me a minute because you are giving him time.
I'll give him time. And as you answer this, you accuse the governor. Again, it's going back to what I've been saying.
Yes.
You say the governor, you knew a day before, that was yesterday, that the governor hired hooligans to come and disrupt.
Of course, yes.
Why didn't you tell the security before?
They are aware, and I can confirm to you here. In fact, we are demanding not only those officers not to be transferred, actually to be sacked. Let the Inspector General investigate properly.
Are you saying you told the police prior?
Of course, yes, prior, and they had proper information when those people were being ferried, wherever they were coming, to come and disrupt the meeting. They were coming from Makindo. They have all the information. Let the Inspector General come here and deny that his officers were aware. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you, Hussein. This is a question of accountability. There's nothing personal between I as an individual with the governor. I am a Makueni citizen by right. So leave alone my tag as a member of parliament. I have a right to go to any project at whatever stage, audit it, and give out whatever information I want to give. If I believe that project has been mishandled, that is my right. So for you to come here and purport, or people should go to projects as a certain level, you are completely wrong. Governor, because we need to audit each and every stage.
I have about 2 final questions to ask here. And Governor, when he says, why is it you against all the MPs of Makueni, the senator, the woman representative, and the MCAs, seemingly you're being isolated fast, do you agree with that? And is that an indication that there may be a problem with you?
I'm not sure about whether all the MPs are in that bandwagon. I'm not sure. Also, all the MCAs, because some of them, like when there was this impeachment thing, they didn't vote for that. But I know that there are some people, for whatever reasons, who think that they can actually impeach the governor. And when you talk about accountability, you know, of course, we also want to know about the accountability of CDF projects. Of all those things that you guys do. We want to know that. When Musiba, for example, said that I have not done much in the railway project, first of all, it's a national project, And we have had like over 20 meetings going up to the deputy president. So they take something, they know it is not true, but they are trying to take away finally the things that are Kibwana. Kibwana is about anti-corruption, so they want to take that away. Kibwana is with the people, whether you like it or not in Makueni, so they want to say that
we are not denying. We are
finally, yes. Because actually I almost got killed, and I'm so disappointed, to say the least, that you are taking it very lightly. So if my life, you know, if I get killed, you know, there are people in Makueni, from Senator Mutula, you know, from Ngelu, from Musimba, from Muso. Those are people that should be asked.
Okay. I want to say as you make this, I want to make something. As you make, I'll give you your time.
Yes.
I'll kindly ask my director to prepare as a clip when the governor was trying to make his way into the meeting. We'll wind up with that. As you come to that, the governor has talked about what the MCAs, the ceiling that was set for the MCAs, 356 million, you say, but they are talking about 913. Are you aware about that?
Let me tell you.
Are you aware about that?
Just a moment, I want to answer your question. The MCAs may have their own shortcomings. Just a moment. This is a new system.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like the governor may have his own shortcomings. Just like even me, I have my own shortcomings. But what you're saying is this. Let the governor not use diversionary tactics. Okay. When an issue is raised and a specific question is raised against an issue of corruption, let him face head on. If these things are fabricated, come clean.
Yeah,
but give us clean and tell us this is okay.
Mheshimiwa, I get your point. There's a question I'm asking here, and there's some relevance to it.
Yes.
When I'm saying about this money that MCAs are demanding,
we are aware.
You are aware MCAs are demanding.
Personally, in fact, these documents it's about all the budgets from Makueni.
What the governor is saying is right in terms of about MCAs.
There have been kind of misunderstanding between the budgets when it's being passed by members of county assembly and the governor. But I want to tell you one thing.
Let me ask my question. You'll tell me.
Yes.
So if you're aware, is it possible then what the governor is saying is true, that MCAs are frustrating him because the finance minister cannot allow such a thing to pass because it's illegal, and you are colluding with the MCAs?
Let me tell you.
Is that a possibility?
And I want you to withdraw that statement. We are colluding. Here we have no interest here. The only interest we have is to see the governor and the members of county assembly harmoniously work together. Of course, that is. But when the governor brings hooligans to come and disrupt a very peaceful meeting, which did not have any kind of insecurity or any threat,
very dearly for calling the people of Makueni hooligans.
I am telling you, those people who came there because they were shouting, and the clips are there, that they want the life of someone.
I'll look at that clip. I'll look at that clip. You're winding up.
There's one thing I want to tell you.
As you say,
there are CCTV cameras in
that will prove the truth.
Yes, that will prove the truth.
Okay, let's see that clip. This is where the governor was trying to come to that meeting today in Makueni. You are saying those are hooligans. The governor is saying those are Wananchi in Wote, Makueni County, just following the governor. We want to go exactly at the point where he approached the gate. That exactly is the gate where he's going now. The gate is locked, isn't it?
It is locked, yes.
And you're saying it was open to the governor?
Yes. What we said when we entered inside is to avoid a lot of...
And then there we go there.
Yes,
that is it. If you can listen to the shots. If you can listen to the sound now.
The reason was not to allow each and everybody inside the premises because it's a county assembly. Because
this was the governor.
No, the governor was not locked by anyone. If they are preventing every other person from entering, there is nowhere where we are saying the governor should not enter. Because when we went in, we said for peaceful transactions of business and the meeting, then lock the doors so that you can prevent these other people who are shouting there from coming in. That did not mean that the governor was... And let's be very sincere.
Do you think the shots came in from in or outside?
I personally, I was inside the building, so I do not know at what point the shots were made.
Okay, we need to wind up.
And the clips on the CCTV camera will tell us the truth at what point.
We need
now, let me tell you, this was not a demonstration of who is mighty by how many people they can come with. We had 47 MCAs, would have carried everyone 200. The members of parliament 500, if you wanted this kind of show. This is one of the most obsolete methods.
Okay, we need
and the kind of activism that we did not want.
And God is my witness.
But we do not. We are not demonstrating who can ferry me.
Right, we need to wind up, gentlemen.
We also have our supporters, but we never tell.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. We need to wind up now. Governor, finally, and this is one person who said, "Let's see you people trying to work harmoniously and unite. Governor, finally, and as I would like you to shake his hand and forge to work together. And same to you. Of course, I can't force you. For the last 1 year, there have been these problems in Makueni. Don't you think you have failed?
No.
Do you think you have failed in terms of uniting the people of Makueni?
You see, the true unity is a unity of purpose. It is a unity of working for development. It is a unity of respecting the dignity of people. It is a unity of purpose.
Okay.
And it is my hope that that is what devolution
For the sake,
will be. And
For the sake,
I thank God I am alive.
for the sake of the people of Makueni, do you think?
Thank you. I want to...
Can you just promise? Can you just promise you're going to work together?
I'm telling you, and I want to clarify,
there are no ill feelings.
And
So you're going to
even
work.
Dr. Musimba say he has been my friend all through.
These
Until a
are
certain
young
point.
people, and they will learn, and God will help them. And they
So
will
you promise to work
But
together.
we want to learn the right things.
Okay,
And
fine.
we will always support him.
Right.
And don't
They
learn
promise to
bad
work
things from
together.
other people.
They promise to work together. Immediately they call for a meeting. We'll try and share that
But
to
please
you.
come tomorrow and bring all those lists of things and the
And then you
evidence
can
of
iron
the
it out
corruption.
together.
And of the corruption, and
Okay.
we'll deal with it.
That's okay.
Fine.
We are ready.
Please do that.
If you don't,
For the
if
sake,
you promise our security,
let's not go
do
past
that.
that. For the
Then-
sake,
You are
and
secure
that
in
will not come
Makueni
with
County.
for the
this
sake of the
Secure.
people of Makueni. Thank you so much, Governor Professor Kivuda Kibona. Thank you for making
Asante.
time for us.
Thank you
And
very
Boni
much.
MP Kisoyi Munyawa, thank you for making time for
Asante
us.
sana.
We are asking, with in the height of political intolerance we are witnessing in the country, we're asking tonight, what exactly is ailing Makueni County? We're back with you after this short break with your feedback. Stay tuned.